What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue working on our 2019 Mustang GT and hopefully we're going to get this thing paint ready today. But before we get there, we have a lot of body work to do. We got some dent repairs on the other side that we got to do, which we got a little spot puller back there behind all that junk. We got a little spot puller for that. People have been saying it works great. You can do some like perfect dent repairs with that. So we're going to focus on that a little later, but for now I really want to make sure we can weld this panel in perfectly. All these body lines, keep them the exact same as they were. We were test fitting them. They look absolutely amazing. But before we actually weld this panel all the way in place, we got some wheel well damage that I want to take care of and straighten that wheel well out all the way, put some sealer on the bottom maybe and stuff like that. So we got to pull this quarter panel off once again. We got to pop off the trunk, the door, probably the wheel and stuff like that. So let's go ahead, pop off everything that we need, get to that wheel well, fix it, and weld this quarter panel back in place. We got to move this thing around a little bit. We had some cars at the shop. Let's go ahead and give it a little cold start. See how it sounds. I can't even get in from the side. So we're going to have to go like this. Boom. There we go. Now let's see how she sounds. That sound just never gets old. This thing sounds insane. Alright guys, so this is the reason we pulled off that entire quarter panel. We had to tear this thing up completely apart once again. I really want to make sure this is straight. We're going to put the hammer to it. We're missing some of the sealer on the bottom, so once we're painting it, I really want to put some of that down just to make it look brand new. But yeah, hopefully this doesn't take too long. So let's go ahead, put the hammer to it, and see how it goes. Alright guys, so check this out. On the inside, this thing looks pretty good, almost straight. Can't really feel any dips or dashes or anything like that. The outside doesn't look too good, but we got most of that damage out. As long as it's nice and straight all the way to the bottom, all these creases are still kind of here. It's really hard to get them out perfectly. But you know what? I'll take this over swapping this entire thing. So that's great. Now let's go ahead and throw this entire thing back together and weld that quarter panel in.
All right, guys, it is the next day here, and we pulled the car out outside to clean up the shop because it started turning to a little mess, so it's looking a little better now. But last night, we've been knocking out these welds. Check this one out. This is one of my favorites. If you guys know, thin metal is a little difficult to weld, but we knocked it out. It looks absolutely insane. This thing's sitting solid. It doesn't move at all. And our goal today is to completely sand this down, make it all flush and smooth. And on the other side, we might actually get to that as well. Like our neighbor dented it with a forklift a little bit. So we have a spot puller, which people say works very well on these kind of damages. So we'll try to pop that out a little bit, maybe throw some bond on there, we'll see, and paint this whole panel. But yeah, right now we're gonna get the car back in, or actually we might sand the metal.
It's probably better to just leave it out here. I don't want to make more mess at the shower here.
So all the dust stays out here and stuff like that. But other than that, this thing is in place. The lines all match up.
Dude, hopefully we're gonna just genuinely have this in, like, I might even be able to throw some primer down in there after we got the infrared light over there. We'll be able to dry this out, sand it down, make it nice and smooth. Maybe even put some primer down over it, and then it's gonna be ready for paint, hopefully today.
Let's get to work.
All right, guys, so while we let this side cure, get all the glaze putty, some time for this to cure before we get to sanding, let's go ahead and pull out that spot puller machine and see if we can do some of that damage repair over there. Always disconnect your battery for welding. You're gonna fry your ECU. We already know that. Dude, this thing's awesome. On. Ready to go. All right, guys, so this has been taking us way longer than we thought. Actually, that spot puller did an amazing job. It pulled out most of the damage with no problem. It's actually super cool how it works. It's kind of like a welder, but it just welds. It doesn't leave any like gouges and stuff like that. The little dents or the little pins that it leaves after it breaks off, you can kind of just sand down with some 120 and it looks great. We got most of these body lines. We do have to sand this down a little more. But I think we're gonna be done with the body work for today because this has been taking us like hours and like almost a whole day. We've been here for like 5 hours
about
and
a
stuff
whole
like
day.
that. This pillar, I really want to make it look as good as possible, so we had to sand it down, come back with another layer. So it's just way too much work for us today. I think we got more fun stuff to move on to.
Yeah, our body work is coming along pretty good, but we have something exciting to move on to. We have this active Valvetronic exhaust that finally came in, and our Corsa Performance intake. Right now we have like a aftermarket, what is this, a Roush intake, which is not the prettiest. Pretty sure that one has a carbon fiber, the intake.
Carbon tube on it.
Yeah, the carbon tube, which is going to look insane. So we're going to get to unpackaging this and show you how this goes.
Golly.
That is crazy. Actually,
Dude, that's you tweaker, that's gonna look insane in there. Golly. Dude. It like matches with the 5.0. That looks insane. I ordered it with the red filter, but for some reason it came with the blue one. We might even need to pop that one off, clean it up, and then use it in here. Or we might just leave the blue one. I just want the red one to match with the red intake. That would look pretty insane.
That looks sick.
All right, guys, so check this out. We got this awesome Valvetronic Designs plate cover. I think this deserves to go on the Prius. That way everybody's gonna know not to tailgate, not to mess with us. And we were actually wondering if these were made by hand or these were like robot made. And we assumed they were like robot made, but there's a little note card. Actually got an awesome bracelet with it. You got a little wristband. And dude, they're giving us gifts. We don't even care about the exhaust, just give us the gifts and a note card. This is signed by like Austin H. So I'm assuming these are actually made by people.
Yeah, it looks like it's a hand weld.
It looks insane.
It looks insane.
So if anything,
I'm a huge
shout out to Austin. Thank you, boss. But let's go ahead and install this thing. We got some more gifts. We got some keychains and stuff like that. This stuff is awesome. But you know what? To the important stuff. Let's go ahead and install that intake, install this exhaust, and see how it sounds. Finished installing this Corsa intake. It looks absolutely insane with all that carbon. We got this cover for it, and we got 3 choices of stickers: the blue, the red, and the white. Whoever's watching, just for fun, let us know what you guys want to see on there. We're definitely going to do that. We're going to read through the comments. So let us know what color you want to see on there, but let's go ahead and move on to the exhaust. All right, just to compare, let's see how this thing sounds before. Go ahead and crank it. got that thing in there. Let's see how this thing sounds. Valves open. We for some reason couldn't even get the valves to activate. For some reason we had to change the battery. The remote
battery was dead.
Now the battery on the car is a little low, so we're assuming that it just won't activate.
Not
because
enough voltage.
Yeah, there's not enough voltage. So let's go ahead and crank this thing over and then see if maybe that's gonna help us see how this thing sounds. Man, it looks beautiful. This thing's just like.
No.
I don't think the thing is started. No, is it dead? Yeah, our neighbors are freaking saving our lives.
Now he's asking for a favor.
What's up?
He wants to throw 2 bags a week into our dumpster.
Which one? That guy?
The neighbor that dented the car.
Oh, really? The other neighbor came today and he has to toss it for $10. 2 bags per week for $10. We're just gonna start renting out our trash cans. Crank it over. Hopefully this starts. Oh my gosh. That thing sounds insane.
Dude, it sounds clean. There's like...
Listen to that. Can you try closing them? Try to see if they close. No, they're still open. This thing doesn't wanna budge. Check out this intake though. Golly.
Yo, rev it up.
Dude, this thing's like gasping for air. Golly. We finally got it to work and just hear this thing out. Alright, ready? And now we're gonna give it a little rev and I'm gonna pop them open. All right, guys, so check this out. We got this exhaust in, we got that cold air intake. They sound insane, but you know what? We do got a little complaint. $2,500 later, and we still got a dead battery in that little remote, but it's no big deal. We ran out, we got a new one. Just a little, you know, we like to complain around here. Everything that goes wrong is somebody else's fault. But no, I'm just kidding. This thing sounds insane. Valves closed, valves open. We finally got it to work. That cold air intake can now breathe. And you know, if it comes in one way, it's got to come out the other. So we got to make that right. And don't worry, guys. This panel is going to be done super soon. In our next video, we might even get to like start painting our parts and stuff like that. Because all this needs is just a little bit of wet sanding, some primer, wet sand the entire thing, wet sand the entire other side. And it's going to be ready to paint. Like I said, probably in our next video, we're going to hopefully maybe even get this thing finished. Who knows? We're going to see. We're just going to do our best. It's a late night. We stayed out here, try to do as much as possible for you guys. So don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments down below, and we'll catch you guys next time.